Hello, commoners. This is episode 3 of my Planet Zoo series, and some real big bad things happened to me. So, I lost all of my audio for my original upload of episode 3. So, this is going to be almost like 2 episodes kind of mashed together into one, and that is why it is such a long video compared to the first 2. So, I'm going to try to give you the fastest recap in the West here, and then we will jump into some happenings around the zoo. Okay, so as you saw, I just added a little walkthrough to the llama habitat right there. I just did that because it's cooler. I don't know if it actually helps with like the attraction of it. I hope it does, but either way, the llama habitat looks a lot cooler now. And then I started building a new habitat. I am building this for tortoises. I also built a walkthrough for this habitat. I've had tortoises in the past, and I know that they're pretty good for the attraction level. As you see, I ended up getting a lot of guests in pretty quickly. This is right after building it. And then I ended up with this log jam. So yeah, those tortoises were really helpful to bring in guests to the zoo. And then they also had some babies. I also added this exhibit, put in some anacondas. And then I had lion babies, lion cubs, which was awesome. I was super excited about it. I also had some super bad money problems that I was trying to figure out. It ended up being that the lions cost a lot of money to feed. As you can see there on the screen, it's $13,000 per feed, and that's only for however many lions I have in there, like 4 or 5. So yeah, I was getting like $13,000 dumped off of me so often, and I could not figure it out for the life of me. And then I finally figured it out. I ended up having to release the first male that we had to the wild because there was a few extra females in there. I didn't want them to breed with his daughters, basically. This is a Jaguar Habitat that I built. I just kind of give a quick run through of it. This is the male Jaguar. He is just a regular spotted, jaguar. And I end up actually building this up on a hill, and then I put that cool staff path into the back entry there, which I thought was pretty sweet. And then I have some climbing equipment in there. The Jaguar Habitat is very cool to build because it required water and climbing, so that's like pretty rare. I think it might actually be the only habitat that requires water and climbing, so that was pretty sweet. This is the female. She is black color, and then they had 3 babies. One of the babies had a black coat, and the other 2 had regular coats. I built this on a hill, like I said, so I had to build those stairs going all the way up the side, and then I built this path along the top because this is the only spot that the guests could actually view from. And then I had some tortoise babies, and I'm talking like so many tortoise babies. I didn't realize how many they usually have, but I think there are 14 in there right now, and that number grows significantly throughout the series for sure. It's kind of insane. So next I built a habitat for the otters. I just finished off the land area there, as you can see, and then I put brick all along the top of like the land area part, and then the part where the water is going to be is actually encased in glass, so that way the visitors can see through the glass and see the otters swimming in the water. And then next I put in this thing. It's called the Jetty. I had no idea what it was until the stream viewers helped me out a bit with that. So basically a jetty is just like rocks in like the wild. It's like a dock, so that way otters can go lay up there and like sunbathe and things like that. Like if you've ever seen an otter or a seal or anything like that, normally you'll see them on rocks like sunbathing and sleeping, and that's what that is for. It's actually considered a bedding area in the game. I built that whole rock thing going up the side just as like a little, I don't know, just like extra cool thing in the habitat. I was just experimenting a little bit with that. I built that ramp up just because I didn't know if aquatic animals can climb up out of the water without a ramp, like a land ramp like that. So that's why I did that. I just put in a bunch of vegetation. My vegetation ended up being like totally wrong, and I had to fix it all, but yeah. And then I built I built a diving board per request of the stream viewers. It doesn't function as a diving board at all. It is completely useless, but if you pretend like it's a diving board, it seems a whole heckin' lot cooler. So that's why I decided to just leave that in there, even though it doesn't actually work. Then I put the mud bath on top, thinking like, okay, so the otters are gonna play in the mud and then dive off the diving board into the water. Again, it doesn't happen, like literally at all. They don't even think to jump off of that. So I had some more lion cubs, and it's always super exciting because then we can get some more conservation currency in the long run. Oh, and zoom in on the poop there. And the conservation currency is always just good because then we can get giraffes and elephants and really cool animals like that. I'm showing you this footage of the monkeys here because this dude was trying to have sex with his mother, and it was really messed up. And I ended up having to get rid of the mother and keep him because he was the only male. But yeah, continuing on with the otter habitat, I just built a path along the top here, so that way it's kind of like similar to the jaguar habitat and the path that goes along the top of the jaguar habitat. It's just like an observation area, so that way the visitors can see the otters from the top and see them in the actual land area. And then yeah, we had a tragic loss of this visitor because she was drowning in the cobblestone. Big sad about that. And then I ended up having the jaguars reach maturity, and then they were fighting, so sadly I had to release the jaguars. You can actually only have one adult male and one adult female in at a time, so yeah, I had to release those guys and then wait for some more babies. I just kept the 2 original jaguars in, and then, you know, got rid of all the babies. And this is the end of our recap. Basically, I just built this restaurant up on a pedestal above the entrance of the zoo. It's just a restaurant, and then I'm gonna add habitats and things like that around it to make it look really cool. All right, enjoy the rest of the video. Oh, let's watch this. That was Spanish. She said "e photo." Oh shit! Otters don't really. I think are owl, I guess, probably. Can't speak Spanish or giant otter. I'm so lost. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he threw the food in. Okay, wait. Maybe if I move this. I'm just gonna move this right here for now, just because they want it. This is so mean. How do you throw that much fish in at one toss? Are you done? Yay! Good talk. What's going on here? We're still broke. Oh, we're so broke. Must have fed the lions. No way you're hungry, bro. I just paid like 10K, 15K for you to eat. Don't tell me you're hungry. Oh, come on, bro. Like, did you just stack those? Oh, okay, one fell. Damn, son. Oh, and then now your tail's all shitty. God damn it. Now we gotta clean you off, bro. And your honey, she's stuck. Are you going to help her? No? I thought you were. It's gonna be a cute moment. About to give birth in a tub, I guess. It's not that unrealistic, right? Oh, she's out. Okay. Oh, no, not nighttime. Did you have them? No, okay. Oh, you gotta be having them right now, right? Yep. Oh, and they spawned in. Just one? No, come on. Hit 3 last time. Yeah, there we go. Come on, baby number 3. Cub number 3. Let's go. Just 3 though? Yep, okay. What do we get here? Oh, look at that sexy thing. What's going on here? Okay, we'll deal with those in a sec. Wait, no. I gotta deal with them right now. Hang on. I think that's all I had to do. Let me just go trade those out. Get us some cash. There you go. That helps with the money a little bit. Now we'll go. Really, bro? God, you guys lay some fucking logs. Damn. Alright. Oh, zoomies after the shits. My dog does that. Some pretty crazy good genetics. Are you gonna come clean this? Oh, you are. Scooping the shit. Is there poop in there? They poop in their bed? Oh, that's a big girl. Lots of pooping this episode. Yeah, the shit special. I just, you know, when they squat and shit in this game, it's just always so, like, you can tell, you know, like, you can just tell that they're shitting. Oh, that was cute. Aw. Aw. That was so cute. Anyway, like, you just, like, you just, like, know the animal squat. Oh, sleeping baby. So it's hard for me to not just look right at it and be like, yeah, that's a shit. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, big yawn. Dude, I haven't seen these. Oh, dude, that animation. Yes. Planet Zoo is so good at what they do. 6K. I could probably do a little something with 6K. So with that money, I basically just moved the tortoises. That first little habitat that I built for the tortoises was just to make money. Didn't look cool. I decided to move them, make them look cooler. Basically for my own sake, just because I like it when it looks nice instead of just with like glass walls around the side. So basically I just made a crater in the ground, and then the walls of the crater are actually just the barriers. So there are no walls except for one wall for the staff path that you could see right there for a second. Basically the staff path requires you to have an actual wall. So I had to just make that, and then that's literally it. And then the staff path actually runs through the mountainside, which is basically above this. It runs underneath the Jaguar Habitat and then into this habitat, which is pretty sweet. So it's completely hidden, and then that little area where the staff path actually comes through at is considered a shelter area. So I actually still had to add some shelter area, but that counting as shelter really helps out, especially with how many tortoise babies we end up having. And you can actually watch this entire build if you want to on episode 3.5, which will come out on Monday. I decided to do just a little side episode, which I'll probably do more in the future, of me sculpting and a lot more of the boring stuff, just for people who are into watching sculpting. It's pretty satisfying to watch a whole like mountainside get wiped out by sculpting. So yeah, that comes out on Monday if you want to watch the actual whole build of that habitat. I could get an albino, but they're just too expensive, I think. Wow. I'm thinking so. Haven't gotten an albino yet. Why not? Got a new male in there and a bunch of females. It's gonna be 6 females. So hopefully he gets like all of them pregnant, and then I can just get rid of all of my lions and have a shitload of conservation currency. Oh, you're bringing the new lion in? Oh, so pretty. Is your tongue purple? Oh shit. This is all your bitches. I want to know how many albinos he will have, or if he won't have any. I want to name this guy, so I don't know what to name him. Sex is happening. Oh, I'm necking. That's how you conceive a child, ladies and gentlemen. You rub necks. All right, time to build another habitat. So I actually ended up finding out that there is a whole nother South American creature that I had not put in yet. It is called a Dwarf Caiman, and it is actually aquatic, similar to the otters. So it is a perfect transition, along with the otters, to transition into the aquatic zone. So basically, I just had to put this next to the South American area, so that way it could, transition perfectly into that aquatic area. I built this path along the bottom here, and then built an observation deck for the habitat that I put below it eventually. I was just kind of future planning with that. And then I path along the top. Basically, I put this path like high up like this, thinking like the aesthetic would be like you're walking through a swamp, and the path obviously can't be like in the water. So I wanted it to be just above the water and just above the habitats, enough to where I could use the path as a wall for the habitats, as well as having it be like right next to the water. And then that kind of gave me the idea of the swamp. I got carried away, started building this scenery thing. This looks like I'm building a habitat. I'm not. I'm literally just building a scenery swamp. So that way the path runs through the swamp. And that is all that is. And then it's kind of like a jungle swamp aesthetic. So I just put in jungle scenery, jungle plants and things like that on the actual land part of that. And then I get back on track and start actually building the rest of the habitat. And then, as I said, I'm going to use null barriers, as you can see here, along the actual path, so that way that wall counts as part of the barrier. And then I connect my paths there, so that way I can have that path that runs down is actually going to be like a viewpoint similar to the Otter Habitat. So that way, when the caimans are swimming in the water, the guests can see them swimming in the water in that specific spot. And then the rest of the scenery area, or like the viewing area, is going to be from above it on the path. And then I just show, I finish up placing my vegetation here. Those huge plants, that huge plant that you see right there is definitely my favorite plant to place in the South American area, in the jungle area. So I always have to make sure I put a few of those into my jungle habitats. And then I also put that boat in, and you'll see a little bit more of that boat in a second. I like the idea of putting like the boats and the scenery, things like that, into the habitat, because it makes it feel more real, makes it feel like you're actually in South America. So I'm going to try to do a little bit more of that type of stuff with my future habitats. I put the path all the way along the top, like I said I was going to do. It was very difficult. If you've played Planet Zoo, pathing can be difficult, and doing this was very annoying to put the whole path along the top like that. But eventually I got it figured out and got it done. And then I continue off of that path, put another observation deck in, just like on the other side, just for future planning. And then I finish off the terraining of the path above the swamp area, and kind of future plan for a couple things. And then I get carried away and make a whole another a lot smaller swamp area, but a whole nother swamp little piece. So basically I'm filling it all in, and then once I get it all filled in, I'll put some water in there, color the water to make it look swampy, and then put in some lily pads and other swamp plants in there. And then I'm going to put a little sign up eventually that says like beware of the crocodiles or something like that. And it'll be like, oh no, crocodiles are going to jump out of the water, even though obviously there will be no crocodiles in there, but it'll be like a little theme park thing. Then I put the Dwarf Caiman in, and as you can tell, he is really tiny. I should have known by the name Dwarf. There can only be 2 in this habitat, so yeah, I have to figure that whole situation out. I'm just deciding what I want to do. This is our new habitat. It's way too big for what's in there. There's literally just 2 of these guys. One here, one here. It's this big. I didn't realize how small they were going to be. None of the guests have complained about the size of it, but they undoubtedly will. I'm honestly thinking like what I'll do is just cut it in half, like straight on the middle there. Okay, so I was thinking maybe this. Oh yeah, but you have to like, such a pain in the arse. Okay. Okay, that's like a way better situation. I almost cut the entire thing in half. So after, you know, cutting that in half, like I said I was going to do, I realized that I get a whole habitat for free on the other side. So basically I just have to make that into an actual habitat in the future, probably put another crocodile creature in there, and then, you know, have basically, like I said, a whole habitat for free, which is pretty sweet. And then I got a sweet idea to put up my staff area for, like, you know, my aquatic section and the swampy section into the actual swamp that I built. So instead of this just being a boring swamp, it is going to be turned into now a whole staff area. And the aquatic buildings, the aquatic staff buildings, as you can see there, are built to be like sticking out of the water. So the idea that I had is, you know, that they're sticking up out of the swamp to avoid, you know, swamp creatures and things like that. So that was basically just the thought that went into putting my staff area in there. And then the only trouble I really had with this was the pathing, as usual. It was just difficult to get it so the pathing was all symmetrical with the stairs going up to the actual houses like that, or huts, I guess you could call them. And then all the scenery and stuff was pretty simple. And then, you know, I had a whole new staff area in the swamp, and I think it looks pretty nice. Look at all the babies, so many. Look at all these babies. This dude is just like conked. He's like, kill me, please. Is this the dad? Yeah. This is the only male in here. He's like, please, I can't do it anymore. I'm working 7 jobs to take care of all 23 of my children. Please. Okay, now I have to decide what to put in here, though. I'm thinking, like, seeing that the caimans are here, like, why not put another... I don't even know what type of animal they are. Dinosaurs is what they are, but, like, gator type animal. I don't know. Because we have the Dwarf Caimans. I think there's 2 more. See, there's a saltwater one. I swear there's another one, though. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so as you could see there, I settled on the Gariel or Gariel. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. I'm not really too familiar with the, you know, the gator creatures, crocodile creatures. I know that the difference between a gator and a crocodile is, you know, one has a large mouth, like I believe the alligator has a large mouth and the crocodile has just like a long snout and a longer mouth, skinnier though. That is literally all I know about gators and crocodiles. I could not tell you anymore. But here I am just creating, you know, this habitat that we got basically for free because we just cut the other one in half. And I got to place bamboo, as you just saw there. Bamboo, definitely my favorite plant in the world. And so anytime I get, you know, a chance to place that, of course I do. And then I also almost put a cherry blossom tree in as well, but I didn't. I love cherry blossom trees, are my favorite trees. And you know, like I said, bamboo is my favorite plant. So I just love like the Eastern Asia type stuff because then I can place all of that in. So you'll see me get really excited for that. But anyway, here I had to get rid of all the plants and then put in all new plants because these creatures are from different parts of the earth than the caimans were. So yeah, just had to finish that off. And then I kind of have a fear that this is too small. I don't know. I might have to get rid of a couple of them because they might just be like obnoxiously overcrowded in there. There they go. We already have one in the water. Okay, so they're not massive like I was thinking, so we're good. Definitely not gonna overcrowd that. Wow. Why are you so big? Alright, other than the final few clips I have for you here, that will just about do it for this video. I'm putting in a canoe, like I said I was going to start doing. I'm putting in more scenery. I also put in a cart with a chest on it, some oranges in a pot on the cart. So I'm starting to get pretty good with the scenery, and I'm going to start actually placing some more around the zoo, like I said I was going to start doing. We also had 2 albino lions, finally, 2 cubs. So I'll give you a little sneak peek into that, and then you'll see them more throughout the series. Like I said, look out for episode 3.5 on Monday. That'll give you a little bit of insight into the actual, creation of some of the scenery. And then also episode 4 will be out next Friday. See you on the next one. Mating again? Oh, the kids are watching though. Yeah, mated. Bad parenting.